Hey guys, it's Janice from Ozark Family Homestead, and today's video is just a little bit like the snippets video that we did last Monday. I got a lot of really good feedback from you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed that. This one's kind of like it because it's a family. We all work together to put this video together for you guys. So there's little snippets from Shawn, from me, from some of the children. I do know at the very end of the video, David and Anna actually took the camera and filmed stuff all on their own. So there's some funny stuff there, and I will tack it on to the end of the video. And Shawn even sings for you guys. So I hope you enjoy that. But what I'd like to focus on this video is our homestead, our farm, and how we are getting ready for winter. So it is mid-November now, and the season is definitely changing from fall. Leaves are mostly falling off the trees, and winter is blowing in, and we have to prepare for that here on the farm. So I'm going to show you some of those things that we're doing. And even this week we're supposed to get the wood stove fired up for the first time. We heat our home with wood, and it is supposed to get cool enough to where we need to go ahead and do that this week too. So just lots of little things keeping us busy, and we thought we would share them with you guys. So I do hope you enjoy seeing the homestead things, food related things, whatnot that we are busy with. So here we go. Of course, stocking up food is a big thing that I try to do just before winter, so I'm going to give you just a quick look in the root cellar. I know I've shown glimpses of this before, but here's what it currently looks like. We do have some winter squash in here. This is all chicken broth, rotel, tomato sauce, and then 3 jars of cranberry sauce. This is on the to-do list once cranberries go on sale. Big batch, a year's worth of cranberry juice will need to be made up, so that is on the list. We do have, let's see, get the light. It's dark in here and I can't do anything about that. These are pepper plants that we are trying an experiment. We are going to overwinter pepper plants in the root cellar, bring them out in the springtime, and from what I read online, we are supposed to get a faster harvest of peppers by doing this. So if it succeeds, I'll let you know. Lots of potatoes in here. So also on the list is to preserve potatoes. I have lots of russets back here that have been on sale at the store, and those are going to be either canned or freeze dried. That's on the list. These over here in these crates stacked up are from our garden, and we're just going to continue to use these. Lots of red potatoes here. They have eyes on them, but they're still usable. So we are going to use up red potatoes. Those are obviously from the store. Water glassed eggs. I have a whole video on water glassing eggs. I will link it in the description box. We've already brought the first bucket into the house to use. These water glassed eggs are what will keep us supplied in eggs for the winter. So we will not have to buy eggs from the store, even though our chickens really greatly slow down on their laying. Got some spaghetti squash in here, a few acorn squash over there, a tremendous amount of canned chicken breast, and then some carrots back here that are canned also. Up here against the wall, there's some green beans, and it goes all the way back to the wall. There's 2 rows of that. These aren't tomato sauce. This is just like whole tomatoes, halved tomatoes, some applesauce, some apple syrup there. This was supposed to be apple jelly. It did not gel, so it's just a syrup, and we can use it on pancakes or over vanilla ice cream. This would be, let me see, apple pie filling here, a whole bunch of that. And let me see here, pear jam. These are all pear jam there. And is this more? Oh, pear sauce. Okay, so applesauce down there, pear sauce here. This would be watermelon rind pickles. I think they're so pretty. This is more watermelon rind pickles there. Right here we have apple pie preserves. And this is some ghee. and some lamb fat that has been rendered back in there. So this is what the root cellar is looking like with our food preservation for the winter.
Well, here is something that is one of our fall duties. Sweeping out the chimney. So there's a chimney on top of the house there, and pretty simple. You just basically buy these rods, you just screw them together, and depending on how tall your house is, or how, you know, if you obviously have a two-story house, you're going to need more rods. And just put the rods together, put that brush on the end of it. You just go up there, take the top off, and just start brushing it in and out. All that soot and things will form inside that chimney. Causes a fire danger. You don't want a chimney fire, and also causes the smoke not to go out as well. So this is something that we always do in the fall before winter time, just to get that ready to go, and then we clean out the wood stove itself. So I'm up there kind of like Dick Van Dyke's character on Mary Poppins, being the chimney sweep, and it's a lot easier just to do this yourself, and just kind of, and then to try to hire someone else to do it. There are professional chimney sweeps that take care of things like this, but it's really not necessary if you just have the equipment and clean it out. And then at least once, maybe twice more during the winter, when we have a day that's a little warmer than usual, put out the fire and go up and sweep it out again, and just always try to keep all that soot out of it, just for safety, again, to prevent a chimney fire. And it's just one of the little maintenance duties that you have when you have a fireplace.
We'll go in the summer kitchen, see what's going on in here. I got girls playing Pac-Man over here, but more food preservation in here. I went back and got a second case of avocados to make guacamole. So we are going to be freeze drying guacamole here in the next, well, maybe today even, if I can get that done on the to-do list. This is more applesauce that Sarah is doing. The loofah gourds have been cleaned up for the year, so they've been processed. I think David helped you skin those, yes, didn't he? She soaked them in a bleach water solution. You show everybody your pretty hair. She wanted it to look, Sarah used to wear her hair this way, didn't she? And Sarah fixed it for you this morning. Isn't that pretty? And I look like Annabelle. You look like Annabelle too. Annabelle always wears her hair that way, yes. So these will be used for, they can be used in the shower as a little scrubber, or doing dishes, something like that. A lot of times we use these as gifts. So those have been processed and they're drying out. And what are you all working on now?
We're getting the last of the apples made into applesauce.
The last of the apples made into applesauce. So that's what's going on here on the stove. And they are getting their jars ready. So finish up apple preservation. I have been working on, well, the noisemaker back here behind has the last of our chicken eggs in there. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, there's a glare. I have frozen them into Ziploc baggies. I had to bust this one apart, so don't pay attention to that one. I froze them into little Ziploc baggy bricks, and that's how I have done these raw scrambled eggs. But this is the last of the freeze-dried eggs, and then we will be done preserving that for this winter too.
Okay, well, pretty straightforward. Got this thing together. It's pretty long, and just gonna take the brush, put it down here on through the chimney. I've already taken the top off. I've got it laying over here beside me, and you just start running this thing up and down, and you can actually hear the soot, pieces of soot falling in there. Just go all the way down to the bottom. Just pull it up and kind of get some really kind of quick thrusts, just to make sure you kind of get everything cleaned out of there. And just keep going back and forth. And where the wood stove goes into the chimney there behind the kitchen, that's always the worst part, And I kind of know where that's at. I can kind of feel it because there's kind of a little bit of resistance. Right there it is, where that hole is. And I kind of really go back and forth quite a bit right there where that wood stove connects in, because that's where the most of the soot is. But this is our fun. A couple of times a year. It's you know, for the cost of the equipment that you need to do this, it's cheaper than just paying a chimney sweep one time. So the first time you use it, it's paid for itself. And also by having it yourself, you're going to be a lot more apt to just clean it out more often because you've already got everything there available. And I think I mentioned that earlier, even in the winter, when you're using it almost every day, especially here in the Ozarks, we'll have occasional warm spells, even in December, you know, January, February. And when that happens, we can let the fire go out. I'll come out here, clean it out again, just to be safe. And so I know some of you don't own wood stoves, or maybe never seen this, because we did get some requests for it. So just wanted to show you kind of what this looked like as another fall activity on the homestead.
The garden. So it is definitely taking some little final bits of production out of this. We are getting a little bit of okra. Those tall plants there that Rebekah is near, those are okra plants. We're getting a few okra pods every day. There is a little bit of squash coming in still, but very, very little, because we do have a few squash plants still in production. Over here, okay, that's carrots. Oh, I got a shadow. And these are actually eggplant. Now, we're not getting eggplants in. It's too late in the season. But that's eggplant there. And there is some kale growing here. This is kale right here. And then this is carrot right here. So we have several different types of kale growing in this little bed. Nope, he's not allowed in here. He's not allowed in the garden. So, okay, the plan for this. This is on the to-do list still. These two little rock-lined beds here need to be cleaned up, and this is where our garlic is going to go. Being that it is November, we do still need to get this planted, and we will use our garlic that we grew, and we will use it here, and it will give us next year's garlic. So we'll be able to harvest that in July. Is it pretty? I think Sarah said she had a whole bunch of carrots in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some kale. And then we will put some garlic. Oh, looky, baby, look. What's hiding? What's hiding under there?
What is that?
Here, let me
Is that
zoom in. There's an eggplant. Can you guys see the eggplant? I did not know we still had eggplant here. Yay!
Do we can have eggs?
We can have eggs from the eggplant.
Yes. And we can have some.
And we can have some. Oh, happy day.
And we can eat some and make it out of
Oh, I can't keep up with her. What was
have butterflies.
We still have butterflies too.
Yeah. And we can got it with the butterflies now. Got it with the butterflies now.
Oh, don't you all wish you had this much energy still?
So part of our routine each fall as we prepare for the winter is getting that our stove all cleaned up, making sure there's no soot in it, making sure it's ready. And we have to do this, you know, a couple of times during the winter to keep the stove nice and clean. So we always start off right before it's going to get cold, and they say it's supposed to get cold in about 3 days from now. The temperatures are not going to get very high through the daytime. So when we get to that point, time to fire up the old wood stove. So I'm going to be showing you a little bit about how we clean the inside of the stove. I have to take all the fire bricks out. Kind of a hassle, not that big a deal, but it's the first time you do it, it's a bit of a mess because it's like a puzzle. And it's like, how do I get this thing back together, and how do I keep it from falling apart. But after you've done it one time, you kind of learn how to get the bricks out and then how to get the bricks back in. So it might be a little intimidating the first time you clean out one of these, but after that you get the hang of it. And so we've been doing this for years now, so I'll kind of show you what works for us as far as the routine of how to pull these bricks out, keep them organized, clean out the inside, and then clean up the little pipe that goes into the wall, and put it all back together so we can have a nice comfy fire here in a few days when it gets cold.
So I snuck up on Sam here. He is putting some fresh bedding down in the chicken coop. One of the things that's on the to-do list still as we get into winter, this whole wooden back wall here with that window, what we will do is we will have these square bales of straw, and they will be stacked up and they will cover up that window. It just gives some extra insulation to the chickens here for the winter time. So that is still on the to-do list too, Sam. In addition to that, we will also, you can see the walls here. This wall here is attached to the barn, so they have plenty of insulation from the building right there. But this here is just wire, and this here as well. So what we do in the wintertime is we take either extra feed sacks that animal feed comes in, or sometimes I've gotten the super cheap little plastic shower curtain liners from Dollar Tree, and we string them up here and there, and that gives some wind protection for the chickens in the wintertime as well. They're actually very hardy, and they have that whole inside coop where Sam was just at, but for the ones that choose to stay out here, it gives them some extra protection.
If you've never seen inside one of these stoves, basically, here's what it looks like. See all those fire bricks that are in there? We have to take those fire bricks out, and I keep I always grab two these old 5-gallon buckets, and I use one for the left side and one for the right side. So, and kind of fit just kind of perfectly. So, kind of split down the middle here. I'll take out one side, put it in one bucket, and then I'll take out the other side and put it in a bucket, and that way I know which side is which. And I'll always kind of, as I take it apart, I put the bricks in there in order, and then I rebuild the bricks in reverse order. That way I don't get confused. I put the correct bricks where they go. And of course, once this is all opened up, as well as inside of the pipe, I use a crowbar, a flat bar, to basically scrape out any soot that's stuck there. And you can see all the old remains, the old ashes that are in there, and we'll get all that swept out. It'll be nice and clean and ready for a new fire to be lit in here in a few days.
We got part of our stash of firewood in here. I would say, thankfully, we have plenty of firewood. Now, it was not under ideal circumstances this year, so usually we do purchase from some sawmills that are in the area, and we get these block pieces, and this is what we use in our wood stove to keep our house warm for the winter. However, this year we didn't have to do that because we had a tornado back at the end of May, and all the downed trees have given us plenty of firewood for the winter. So I'm glad we have the firewood. We could have done without the tornado, but I am glad that we have the firewood.
Okay, so I pulled those bricks out from that one side. I just want to show you what this looks like, the contrast here. So you get your bricks, and then when you pull your bricks out, and that's just the metal of the stove. So those bricks protect that metal. I mean, if you didn't have the bricks, I mean, eventually the stove would basically melt down. So the bricks kind of protect the stove and kind of keep that fire, kind of insulate it. And look at that. All that fell out when I pulled the bricks out. That's why you have to clean your stove, because all that stuff forms in there. And it gets caught up in there where that smoke goes. So you pull it out and keep cleaning that up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. I get this stove ready for the winter weather.
Numerous places here on the homestead where we have hay square bales of hay, square bales of straw. Shawn and the boys just kind of pack them in here. There's Catty Cat. Hey girl. Look at you. Catty Cat is our oldest cat here on the farm. She arrived here in the spring of 2010. We get lots of dumped animals living out here in the country. And Catty Cat's been here since 2010. So she's the matriarch of all the cats.
Okay, last thing I want to show you real quick is we scoop the stove out and we pull this pipe out, and there's always going to be a lot of soot in here. I just take my crowbar and I just start pulling that out, put it in our ash bucket. And it takes a little while to go through there, make sure it's nice and clean, and I've got a round brush I can put in there as well. And we just put it back together and it'll all be ready. So again, just another example of what to do getting ready for the cold weather.
More firewood here. We always want to have a big amount, and you can see the fresh stuff that came from the downed trees this year. So very grateful for that. Brought you all out here in the garage to show you another thing that is still on the list here. These are black walnuts. Black walnuts from our trees out there in the pasture where we have some of the goats and one of our livestock guard dogs. And this is the deal. Every year we collect the black walnuts off the ground and we put them in buckets, and we will process them enough to get the hulls, these, like this one here, the hull is still on this one. We get the hulls off and we clean up the actual nuts there. And then we tend to never get around to actually shelling the black walnuts. It's just a time-consuming process, and yeah, just takes forever to do. So that is still on the list. Girls, what are you doing? Picking up pecans. So I don't know if I've ever pointed out to you guys, okay, these two trees right here are soft shell pecan trees. They are awesome. We love them. We actually have one more tree of the soft shell that's producing here on our property. And we also have some hard shell pecan trees. And those are, I'm going to come up here and point those out to you guys. We got crows also, if you can hear them. These trees along here are all hard shell pecans, so they are smaller. So they are picking up. We need a different bucket, don't we? That one is looking pretty rough. So they come out here. Typically the younger children will come out here and search for pecans. Here just about. You're a little child?
Yeah.
Are you finding pecans?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I love to get them from the tree.
You love to get them from the tree, guys. I can't see what I'm filming. There's so much glare from the sun. I don't even know what I was looking at there. But we come out here and we look for pecans. We got some of them still in the shell there. Let's see. And it might not be good. We'll have to see. But I just, are you finding them? Nope, Anna's finding some. And then we take them in the house and we put them in a cardboard box in the garage. And then they will get shelled over the winter. That's typically something that we do over the winter. Here's one here. So we are just looking around for pecans that we can take inside. Let me see. Did you already get some in the bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll throw mine in the bucket too.
Mama, look at.
Uh-oh, did you get an owie?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I got to do that for the hour.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't cry. I didn't.
You didn't cry? You're pretty tough, aren't you?
Mama, can you put a painting on this?
You can go inside and wash it up.
Yeah, and no, I don't want to wash it up. I just want to do a painting.
You don't want to wash it up, you just want to put a Band-Aid on there.
Yeah.
How about we wash it up and then put a Band-Aid on there?
Okay.
Okay. Rebekah, come here and show everybody your finger. Oh, look at that Band-Aid on the finger. Is that all better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all better. What is Anime doing?
Look at that pecan tonight.
She's picking up pecans. Okay, I'm going to show everybody the little gadget that you're using here. Let me come through here. Okay, so see how it works? You just roll it around on the ground, and if there are pecans hidden there in the leaves, it picks them up. And you still have to sort through them, but it makes the job easier, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, she's getting some in there. It's a handy dandy gadget. We'll go in the greenhouse here in a little bit, but I'm going to show you Daisy, our Jersey cow. So Daisy, we are pretty certain Daisy is bred, and we're thinking, we've not had the vet check and confirm this yet, but we are thinking that she may be due in maybe April or so. So something over this winter that we will have to address is drying her off, so she has about 2 months of not being milked. That way her body can just solely focus on growing out that baby and having that baby. Over this way, there's Rosie. She's the livestock guardian that lives out here with the cows and the sheep. And over here, this black cow near the gate, that's Spruce. That's Daisy's last calf that she had. And Spruce is a little heifer, a little girl calf, and she lives out here with her mama still. So, Daisy's a noisemaker. She's a very, very good milk cow. Here comes Spruce over there with her mama. Spruce looks a lot different than Daisy because Daisy is a full Jersey, which is a dairy cow, a very different breed from a beef cow. So she has a different, she's just built differently than a beef cow you might see. So Daisy's a Jersey dairy cow. Spruce is half Jersey and half Black Angus, which is a beef cow. And obviously her coloring and stuff took more after the Angus side, the daddy side, than it did Daisy's Jersey side. Another thing on the to-do list for this winter will be butchering out a few of the sheep. So we keep the girls for breeding, and we have one ram. So if there are extra boys that we're not going to keep for breeding purposes, then those are used to feed our family. So this is our flock of sheep that we have right now. So that is on the list also, but we will wait till the weather does turn a lot colder before that project is done. Now, in order to be feeding these animals through the winter, because you can already see the paddocks out here that they're in, they do not have lush green grass back here anymore. There's a little bit of grass that they can nibble on, but that will be ending soon. And so we have to have a stockpile of hay for them. And like I had showed earlier, we keep some in the barn. There's other places. And here's another one that's just tarped off. And this will be used up by the end of the winter. This will all be gone. All the other, hey guys, all the other stockpiles of square bales will be gone by the time the green grass is coming back in the springtime as well. Another wintertime project. So if you can see these T-posts here and these big wooden fence posts with some fencing there, this has already been purchased because as we walk out here towards the wet weather creek, you can see the grass gets greener. It gets thicker. So those paddocks back there that are just about emptied out of good grazing grass, we have this spot on our land that still has some nice, lush green grass available for our grazing animals. However, this is one of the trees that came down in the tornado too, and it's been topped off so it's not messing up our fencing for our animals, but there is still more firewood that can be taken off on that one. The issue, we can't use this green grass because it's not fenced off from neighboring properties and stuff. So all of this right now is just kind of going to waste. And over the winter time, the project of putting that good fencing up is really going to increase the amount of livestock that we can support here on our property. And it'll save us money in the long run because we won't, the theory is at least, we won't have to buy quite as much square bales, because our animals would be able to be out here and eating this green grass when the other has already been depleted, and therefore that means we don't have to buy quite as much square bales as we do now. All right, guys, let's go on into the greenhouse and we'll see what is going on in there. It's always nice to come into the greenhouse, especially in the wintertime, when everything is brown and just dead looking out here, and then it'll be lush and green there inside the greenhouse. I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick because we do have one more persimmon tree that is still loaded with persimmons, and I want to show that to you real quick. Let's see if you can see. The other persimmon trees have pretty much been, they've dropped their fruit already for the year, but we do have this one here behind the barn. I hope all of you can see all that on camera. It is loaded with persimmons still, so we might get one more batch to preserve before this one is done. Let's see if you can see the pecans. Try to zoom in. Can you see the pecans still up there in the holes on the tree? Hope it shows up. Maybe over here. Those holes are opening up. And the pecans will fall out as the wind moves the branches. And the birds land up there. And they'll fall to the ground and we can pick them up. Okay, into the greenhouse. It says, warning, top secret planting in progress. Enter at your own risk. So be brave, guys. Here we go. Sarah's closing it up for the evening here. There are all kinds of pretty marker creations on here on the windows. We've got scripture up here. I don't know if those things show up.
They have
there, Sarah.
faded a lot.
Yeah, so it's a special place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what all has been moved in here. I like the pretty, pretty green. Does it make you happy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we've obviously got strawberries in there, and the strawberries are beautiful. And Sarah brings in strawberries sometimes from the greenhouse.
I've got one that's going to be ready tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, another strawberry. So let's go through here. We got some greens here. These little pokey looking greens are good.
And I got red greens on the other side.
Red greens.
Along with some cabbage.
Oh, yeah.
And this is broccoli.
There you go. A little bit of reddish colored greens there. You can tell that's broccoli there.
Then these two are cabbages.
And cabbages. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. This is part of a lettuce blend. It had some of the dandelion-ish kind of stuff.
It does. It looks like dandelion leaves, doesn't it?
And then I've got just some random.
Just some greens in
and then
there.
A little bit of spinach here. I think this is a cauliflower here.
Yeah, it's some sort of brassica for sure.
And then, of course, strawberries.
And strawberries.
And more brassicas. And green lettuce.
Yeah.
But I just planted that stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully we can keep that growing most of the winter.
Yeah.
For salads.
Bok choy.
I love bok choy. I'd say of all the greens, bok choy is my favorite.
Then 2 cauliflowers and a purple cabbage.
Awesome. Yep, you tell the difference with that one. Look at those purple stems on there.
This stuff is just starting to come up. This is a lettuce blend here. But I had some chamomile, some volunteer chamomile come up there too. Just strawberries and onion.
Strawberries and green onions, but it looks pretty.
Yeah. And then experiment.
Experiment. Okay, so big tall plant there. Big tall plant. If you get in here a little bit closer, you will be able to tell that this is a tomato plant.
Come in down here.
And, oh look, she's got a little teeny, y'all see the little baby tomato there. Oh, you can smell the tomato plant whenever you move the leaves
These
like
two
that.
are fertile. You can see this. The tiniest little start of tomatoes there too.
Yeah. So these were late ones that came on, and it just seemed like a waste to lose them. So she said, I'm going to put them in the greenhouse and we'll just see.
They might not make it, but I'm just going to try.
We'll see what we get. And she's got a string system going up there over the beams.
Grow taller.
Yeah, and they're kind of just growing up at this point. But if it fails, oh well. It was worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some kale.
And some rocket mixed in there.
Kale back here in the back, and some rocket. More green onions. Pretty strawberries.
Flowers and herbs through here.
Yep, we got some the rosemary back here in the back. I love rosemary. We got some chives here and some pots still too.
That's not
Lots of snapdragons. Sarah loves her snapdragons.
They're probably my favorite flower.
Your favorite ones, and then some lavender there too.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 different pots of lavender going. It's so hard to get from seed. I'm so proud I got this much. And then this one's just gorgeous.
That's the biggest one.
Elderberry here. Yeah, I've had this for like 3 years.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay, I'm getting a little.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Swiss
switched
chard.
in here. Okay, Swiss chard is big.
Yes, I've had this stuff going for about 2 years.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah, the way she keeps it going for that many years is the pots stay inside during the winter, and then they go outside in the springtime, and they live outside all through the summer and just go back and forth. And so whatever seed you plunked in the ground 2 years ago, we have gotten our money's worth.
Oh yeah.
Out of these for sure. Yeah, and I didn't show these on this side. More of the greens here. Lots of strawberries, which I will need to thin out. I thinned them out this summer, or early springtime, I guess. But I did not ever get around to thinning them out again through the winter. Or late fall, whatever. You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean.
I have some green lettuce that I've planted in here, which is starting to come
just
up.
now starting. See
And
the
then,
little
of course,
green?
more of that.
Yeah.
Then this I
There's
had
more strawberries there, not ripe
little
yet.
bok choy coming up.
Little baby bok choy. Look at you.
Then I got carrots, which you can eat the greens. At this point, I wouldn't want to eat the root because it's been going for a
The
long
root is huge
time.
here. Let me bend in there. That's the carrot there. Probably be kind of fibrous at this point.
But the greens would still be fine to eat.
Yep,
so
the greens are edible.
That's why
So.
I kept them.
Okay, let me scoot. It's a tight fit through here, guys. All right, there's that strawberry. Is that tomorrow's strawberry there?
It's still a little pinkish.
There we go. Not bad for November.
And then purple and green bok choy. I love the purple.
I know, isn't it
looks
so pretty?
good.
If you've never grown bok choy, guys, I think it grows really easily.
Especially
And it's so
here.
pretty. It's you know, it's a lettuce green, but it's not. Okay, so like this over here is.
That's your traditional green lettuce.
Yeah, and it's more of a limp, a frail green. Whereas the bok choy over here, I feel like it has substance to it. It's firmer. It's just lovely. So, okay, I see another purple cabbage over here.
Yep. And radishes. The big green stuff you see here, that would be radishes.
Those would be radishes. Yeah, I can see one.
Yeah, I've got to go through and bury some that are
Yeah,
going
they're
up.
sticking up out of the. Yeah, these aren't the typical little round balls.
I like the crazy stuff.
You like the crazy stuff.
Sounds bad, but
So it looks pretty in here, Sarah. Daisy agrees.
Daisy just wants to eat it.
Daisy just wants to eat it, that's right. So it'll be nice over winter.
Yes.
Come in here, be happy.
All right, guys, that is it for my part of the video. Shawn and Andrew are heading out to the pasture. They're going to go hunting this evening. They're deer hunting. But don't click off yet, because the video that David and Anna put together, that is what I'm going to have put up here next. And Shawn singing to you guys, that is all going to come up here next too. So stick around here till the very end of the video so you can see all that good stuff. I will see you guys on the next video though.
Hello, this is David and Anna from Ozark Family Homestead. We're going to show you around the farm what it looks like during the fall.
This is what our table looks like for the fall. We have these turkeys placemats, and this is Gobble Gobble. I think the boys named him. He's just a big turkey. We set it out for most time near fall, nearer to the Thanksgiving. And we have these little pumpkins, and then we have little lights, and then these cute little decorations here. And we would like our fall decorations.
And we have these outside decorations. This fall sign. Some corn that we bring from our garden. This scarecrow. He's got his own pumpkin. This pumpkin sign. I also got this banner. Really sunshiny day. It's got a basket of pumpkin corn in that one. Can't really see it, but yeah. And of course we also got pumpkins by our front door and everything. Yeah. That's everything in front of our house.
This is our campfire where we normally roast marshmallows and roast hot dogs in the fall. We love very much to sit around and eat that in the fall.
Yeah. So there's So there's also some Asian beetles that snuck inside the summer kitchen. Yeah, those are annoying. So Sarah's been working on these loofahs that we use for household use, and the best ones we give away as gifts and such.
Sarah has been canning very lately, and she has canned most recently some apple pie filling, and we use these for apple pies, and it makes them much more quicker than using fresh apples.
We've got apple preserves over here, if you want to see.
And makes Daba some vanilla apple.
Let's go. Rebekah's been helping me eat them.
That's her job.
And Rebekah came to join us. Aren't you, Rebekah?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Are we looking at Sarah's greenhouse now?
Yeah.
Does she still have lots of pretty green things even though it's cold outside?
Yeah, because it's about to be my birthday.
Well, it's gonna be a little bit still.
Mm-hmm.
We got strawberries, onions, tomatoes,
Yeah.
all sorts of things in here. Well,
And they're growing. So
Yep.
yummy.
yep, they're growing and they're so yummy. We've got lots of pretty
And
plants
green onions.
and green onions. Yes.
Green onions for potatoes.
Yeah, we eat those with potatoes.
And that is a potato. And that.
You think those are potatoes?
Yeah.
I don't think those are potatoes. We don't have any potatoes growing in here. Potato season's over. Well, now we're gonna go back outside.
Ah!
So this is what our pond looks like. Fall time. It's a little low. You can tell where the water is at highest. So, I hear about our pasture. Looks really nice today. But yeah, that's what it looks like around the pond.
Hey, look! The water's so
Catherine, am I falling? Oh no! David, where are you at? David! Are you okay? Let me grab your hand. Oh, Oh, dear, are you okay?
Oh, there's so many fish in there.
Are you okay?
No, you should warn me better next time.
So, we're gonna go back to the house and start filming some more to show you what the trees look like. Most of the leaves are gone, but they're really pretty. It feels really nice today.
So Daisy's enjoying her supper.
Okay, so we've got this hill here. We're going to recreate the opening scene of Little House on the Prairie. We can't play the music to Little House on the Prairie, so I'll sing my version of what I think the words to Little House on the Prairie should be as they're coming down the hill, like the girls on Little House on the Prairie. Why do we live in a little house? I'd rather live in Olson's store. So tell Michael Landon to stop crying and put his shirt back on. It's embarrassing to me. Why do we live in a little house? It's tiny. One day we will move into town. Hey, there you go. Our own version of Little House on the Ozark Family Homestead.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye! Thanks for watching.